Sorry about the house, sir.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for films that outshine the movies they were largely seen as imitating, becoming even bigger success stories.
Thank you for your consideration.
Number 10, Slither. When it comes to James Gunn's horror comedy Slither, distinct similarities can be traced to not one, but two classic B movies, David Cronenberg's Shivers and Fred Decker's Night of the Creeps. And while these early films laid the groundwork by introducing the creeptacular idea of slug-like creatures turning people into ravenous zombies, it was Gunn's unique blend of humor, gore, and over-the-top designs that made Slither truly stand out. Unfortunately, despite being a critical darling, it was a box office disappointment, only slithering away with $12 million against a $15 million budget. But it has since gained a dedicated fan base, ultimately enjoying wider recognition than the movies it's borrowed from. Number 9, Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2.
And when I arrive at my destination, I am gonna kill Bill.
Quentin Tarantino is no stranger to taking inspiration from films of yore, notably grindhouse and samurai classics. After all, the writer-director is a true lover of cinema and wears his influence on his sleeve. And so, there's no denying that Tarantino's two-part revenge epic Kill Bill borrows heavily from Toshio Fujita's Lady Snowblood. Both films follow a skilled female warrior on a bloody quest for vengeance, employing stylized violence, stark visuals, and non-linear storytelling. However, while Lady Snowblood remains a cult favorite, Kill Bill brought these themes to the mainstream, cementing Tarantino's reputation as a master of genre-bending filmmaking in the process.
You and I have unfinished business.
Baby, you ain't kidding.
Number 8, Top Gun.
Goddamn son of a...
Talk about an aerial dogfight. The late 80s saw two movies centered around fighter pilots proving themselves in high-stakes situations. Yep, both Iron Eagle and Top Gun capitalized on Cold War anxieties and a sheer need for speed.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
Before you run to the comments saying that it was Iron Eagle that copied Top Gun, it was actually the latter that came out months after the Louis Gossett Jr. starring flick. Unfortunately for Iron Eagle though, it couldn't quite lift up as Top Gun soared to much greater heights. This was thanks to its high-octane action sequences, iconic soundtrack, and undeniable charisma of a young Tom Cruise. In short, it took audiences' breath away. Number 7, King Kong. The timeless classic King Kong has seen its share of blatant ripoffs over the years, but Kong's adventures are also perceived as being a copy of another, 1925's The Lost World. And while old Hollywood is flooded with examples of recycled concepts, this one takes the cake.
It's Kong! Kong's coming!
The Lost World, like King Kong, features humans venturing into uncharted territory and interacting with oversized creatures. And while The Lost World doesn't have a giant ape, it does feature the signature stop-motion technique seen in King Kong. Both are significant to cinema's history, but it's King Kong that stands as the most popular. Heck, the film's impact is still resonating today. Number 6, Armageddon. Remember the Y2K panic in the late 90s? Studios seized the moment with an onslaught of apocalyptic films. And in 1998, Deep Impact released in May, with Armageddon coming out a month later in June.
Half the world's population will be incinerated by the heat blast, and the rest will freeze to death from nuclear winter.
It's unbelievable.
Both rode the space meteor disaster wave. However, controversy arose when Deep Impact screenwriter Bruce Joe Rubin accused a Disney executive of stealing his idea during a lunch meeting. Even though the latter received better reviews and was praised for its scientific accuracy, Armageddon outperformed Deep Impact at the box office. It grossed $553.7 million worldwide and became the highest grossing film of 1998.
The United States government just asked us to save the world. Anybody want to say no?
Number 5, A Fistful of Dollars.
My mistake, 4 coffins.
Many have called Sergio Leone's 1964 spaghetti western A Fistful of Dollars an unofficial remake of Akira Kurosawa's 1961 film Yojimbo. This is due to the numerous similarities. Both movies follow a lone drifter who plays rival factions against each other for personal gain. Kurosawa himself saw the similarities, and the accusations resulted in a successful lawsuit.
Adios, amigo.
Despite all the legal issues, the gritty Clint Eastwood starring film is credited with redefining the Western genre. Eastwood's lone gunslinger would go on to be part of what's known as the Dollars trilogy, with A Fistful of Dollars firmly etching out a legendary status for itself.
Why do you do this for us?
Why? I knew someone like you once. There was no one there to help. Now get moving.
Number 4, Olympus Has Fallen.
Sir, there's been an intrusion. Please stand up. Let's go. Move. Here.
In 2013, 2 big-budget action films about attacks on the White House and the subsequent efforts of a lone hero to save the day were released just months apart. Even though Roland Emmerich's White House Down arrived in cinemas first and featured big names like Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx, it was the Gerard Butler starring actioner Olympus Has Fallen that hit its target with audiences.
Sorry about the house, sir.
It's okay.
I believe it's insured.
Fallen's intense action sequences and relentless pacing helped secure victory at the box office and even spawned several sequels. Meanwhile, White House Down failed to capture the same level of success, making it inferior to its counterpart on almost every level. Number 3, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Many film buffs have been quick to cite the 1954 adventure film Secret of the Incas as being a direct influence for Steven Spielberg's Raiders of the Lost Ark. After all, both movies feature rugged archaeologists embarking on perilous quests in search of ancient treasures. In fact, many moments in Raiders of the Lost Ark bear a striking resemblance to those in Secret of the Incas.
I don't like the competition.
Even the main character dons similar outfits, right down to the fedora. Though Secret of the Incas paved the way for treasure hunting tales, Raiders of the Lost Ark completely elevated the genre, bringing it to unparalleled heights. It also made Harrison Ford's whip-cracking exploits as Indiana Jones ripe for a series of sequels. Number 2, The Hunger Games. The dystopian young adult film genre owes a debt to both Kenji Fukasaku's Japanese cult classic Battle Royale and Gary Ross's blockbuster The Hunger Games.
I volunteer as tribute.
Both movies depict teenagers forced to participate in deadly competitions for entertainment purposes. Battle Royale offered a bleaker and more violent take on the concept, while The Hunger Games leaned into the fantasy elements. Of the two youths forced fight-to-the-death flicks, it was Jennifer Lawrence's breakout performance as Katniss Everdeen, combined with the thought-provoking social commentary that propelled The Hunger Games to be most successful.
For your consideration.
A global phenomenon, the Hunger Games franchise featured multiple sequels and inspired a new wave of young adult dystopian fiction.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, The Fast and the Furious.
You're gonna win. I'm gonna win.
With over 10 installments in the Fast and Furious film series, it's easy to forget that the very first film was seen as a copy of the adrenaline-fueled thriller Point Break. For fans of the Catherine Bigelow-directed film, the high-paced action, undercover cops, and a charismatic leader with a questionable moral compass all sounded familiar.
Tell me where she is, and I walk away.
However, while Point Break enjoyed moderate success upon its release, The Fast and the Furious tapped into the zeitgeist of pop culture, solidifying Vin Diesel's action hero status in the process. And by launching a multi-billion-dollar franchise with more sequels and spin-offs than you can shake a stick at, it's clear The Fast and the Furious has left Point Break in its dust.
You almost had me. You never had me.
Which film copycat did you enjoy more than the original? Share your thoughts in the comments down below.
Let this be a lesson to all you ants. Ideas are very dangerous things.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.